What could be the beginning of the end. You're looking live at the crowds at the Sacramento Board of Education meeting, and tonight that board will decide the fate of nearly a dozen elementary school campuses. They are spread out across South Sacramento, Rosemont, Midtown, and other neighborhoods. We're talking about more than 3,600 students affected here. But if you don't know any of them, why does it matter to you? Well, it's because of what empty, abandoned campuses do to our neighborhoods. Lonnie Wong spent today checking on crime rates and property values. It's also about being able to trust the bureaucrats in charge. Eric's been tracking down how often this has happened before. And it's about knowing what happens when it happens. And that's why Sincere Tonsel is live at tonight's meeting. Sincere?
Well, crowds are continuing to build here at the district headquarters for tonight's meeting. You know, in any situation, timing is everything. The district here says it's up against a March 15th deadline to let certified staff know if their jobs are moving to another building. So they've got to get this closure deal done now. But a lot of the folks here say this is all going way too fast. There have been marches and there have been meetings, but many still say the month parents have been given to adjust to the possibility of their child's school closing has been disrespectfully short. They say they needed more time to organize.
They need time to find babysitters, and they need time to find interpreters, and they need the time to talk with each other.
Newly retired Bonheim Elementary teacher Nancy Gilbert is still very passionate about the concerns of the working families she used to serve. With a desperate need to trim $2.5 million each of the next 10 years to make budget and avoid state action, the Sacramento Unified School District says the time to act is now, and that their timeline has been as forgiving as possible.
Making sure that kids are taken care of, the families are taken care of, that safety concerns are addressed. That takes time. We can't vote to close the school in May, send kids to a new school the following fall and expect that those families are going to be taken care of.
The superintendent is recommending that the schools on the chopping block be voted on as a package tonight, but of course the board members could change that and they could all be voted on individually. Of course, we'll be bringing you updates on Twitter and on the website throughout the night, and a full report at 10.
All right, they are prepared for whatever happens tonight. Thank you, Sincere. We have been through a vote like this before. Eric, you've been tracking that part of it.
Yes, Stephanie, we have been through this before, and in fact, the most recent one was only about a year ago. I'm talking about Freeport Elementary School. So that was one, but over the course of the last decade or so, it's sort of a different story at Sac Unified. There have actually closed 10 other schools, so that brings us to a total of 11 school closures since the year 2000. And that school that closed last year, Freeport Elementary School, they gave that school only 2 weeks notice before they closed those doors officially.
Have you told your kids yet?
Yeah, this morning.
What did they say?
They were sad. They're gonna pretty much pray for them.
And I'm like, oh no, not the schools.
Yeah, low enrollment and low test scores were just two of the reasons the board gave for shutting down that school. It ended up saving the district almost $500,000.
One of the big other questions is what happens to these campuses after they're closed? Do they become a magnet for taggers and vandals? Lonnie Wong looks at the district's track record.
Crime.
That's it in a nutshell for parents and people who live near schools on the chopping block.
Are they going to come in, vandalize, or what's going to happen to the neighborhood?
This is Freeport Elementary, 1 year after it was shut down to save the district money. But if there were any thoughts that this would become a weed-ridden and graffiti-ridden eyesore, well, that just hasn't happened. Capital Collegiate, a college prep charter school with 125 students, now rents space here. In the back is a health clinic.
I did worry about it at first if the campus was going to be empty, but no. I mean, they came in and they did their thing.
Lisbon School closed 3 years ago, but was rented almost immediately by Yat Pem Saab Academy, a charter that has 450 students. Bear Flag housed many district programs after it shut down, and now is home to Sol Aureus College Prep. It actually contracts the district to maintain the campus and expects to double its 250 students in the next few years. But closed schools in other districts have been targets of vandals and more recently metal thieves. Older campuses may not be in demand, and remember, the market for campus properties could be flooded.
If they do shut down the other schools, who is going to take them on? It's going to be a whole lot of abandoned properties, I think.
District officials insist that no matter how many campuses are closed, it will retain responsibility for upkeeping campuses and for their security.
A number of closed campuses continue to house preschool and other school and community programs. And again, we continue to follow this live. This is at the board meeting tonight, and they've got a big crowd in there already. We are going to stay there until a decision is made, and that is a process that could take hours because, again, 10 schools and their futures, their parents and the kids, they're all at stake tonight, so we're going to keep you updated on that. If you're not by a TV, just so you know, we always post updates on FOX40.com, and we're the only TV station in the market to stream our newscast live to your smartphone and tablet, as well as your computer. Bookmark FOX40.com right now and know the news when we do.